how you doing? I'm sure you'd much rather look at this guy over here than me, but anyway, I'm out here with Nash on a walk in beautiful Port Macquarie, and when I was walking around, got to think about something people often call me for and help, and it's one of these things that I think I can help better just by advice. This isn't necessarily going to someone's home to do it, so I want to give you some advice on it, and it's about anxiety, separation anxiety. Firstly, I want to talk about where I think it starts. I feel it starts from the owner, and generally, in short, it's from having too much time with your dog. So you get a puppy, you're with it, and you just don't have separation. It follows you to your bedroom, it watches TV with you on the lounge, it's outside with you, it's inside with you, it's everywhere with you. And obviously with COVID in the past, there was a lot of dogs that went through this because they're with their owners. So it's a little bit tricky to avoid, but even then, a practice you can get to do. I spoke to a girl the other day who's having problems with her dog. When she leaves the house, and she said, but when I'm home, he's fine, he sits up the other end of the house and he's good. And I said, look, a thing you can try above and beyond that is when you are home, restrict your dog to a certain area of the house, not because it has to do it, but because it needs to learn to be separate from you, even at the home where it is. So yes, it's comfortable with her when she's home, but it's in an area where it can still see her and know she's there. So I'm saying, practicing putting your dog in a place position, maybe you might have to start only a couple of meters from you. If you've got very bad separation anxiety where your dog can't even be out of your sight, you might have to start with a stay, place command, a couple of meters so it can see you, and then you're going to progress. But your goal eventually is obviously to leave home. But a lot of people are skipping many steps in between then. So we need to get our dog comfortable with being away from you even while you're in your house. So you might progress from being in sight to being further away to doing some hidden stays, working towards maybe a bedroom where you put your dog in there, not as a place of punishment, but just a place to learn to how to switch off. A lot of working breeds, her dog's a Border Collie, a lot of working breeds don't have like an off switch. They don't know how to calm themselves down. So our job as dog owners is to teach them how to calm down. Sorry about the sound a little bit. I don't have my speakers on. This was a very spontaneous video I just wanted to get out. We need to teach them how to do this, and we start with this when we are in the home. Not going, okay, I'm going to leave home and go away for 8 hours and you're just going to freak out. We need to practice firstly our dog being in the house with us, but being separate from us in the house, not by their choice. Because again, people will go, yeah, but it goes and lays down in the bed by its choice. That's great. That's the dog choosing. I want you to practice you taking control and going, okay, I'm going to put you in this bedroom or somewhere out of sight of you for, it might be 2 minutes the first time, and then you're going to progress. But it's all about taking slow steps, and learning that, teaching your dog that it's okay, you're going to come back, and to get comfortable being in its own skin, its own space. But we need to take the small steps. So don't skip steps when you do it. Work with small progressions. Don't, like I said, just aim the front, shut the front door and leave if your dogs get very bad separation anxiety and barking. We've got a black lab who was very much like this, couldn't leave home without him barking. Now we can, you can go for 6-8 hours or whatever it is if you need to, and sure, he wants you to come home, but he's comfortable himself, he's not barking or whatever. You might want to get a camera just to better watch your dog and see patterns of behavior that it does when you're home, when you're not home. So that can be another tip, where you put a camera up, and you can get relatively cheap ones. Put a camera up, you leave the house, watch the dog, and return before it gets stressed. So you might notice that at the start it's 5 minutes and then it builds up the stress. So leave next time and maybe make it 4 minutes and reappear, and it goes, okay, I'm used to 4 minutes. And then you get a measurable point, because you've got a camera watching your dog. You can really measure when you should, because we don't want to return home necessarily when the dog is barking or is acting, crazy and stressed and out of control, because look, the belief is that can be a pairing, that the dog thinks that it being barking or doing what it does made you reappear. That would be the argument there. So we don't want to give the dog any belief that its behavior controlled you coming home. We want to make it think, well, let me rephrase that. Yes, we do, but only when it's calm. Okay, so we want a dog to think when it's calm, you return home. When it's out of control, whatever term you want to use, barking, crazy, then you return home. We don't want to pair that together. That'd be my thinking and belief. And look, I really believe a lot of this is a guessing game with a lot of trainers. No one really knows. We're not in a dog's mind, but that'd be the logical step I would take. Return when the dog's calm. Don't return when it's barking or doing behavior you don't want out of your dog. We don't want to pair those together. So remember, don't skip steps. Regress right back. If you've got bad separation problems with your dog, you need to go back to step one. Can it sit from here to here and not, be obsessed being close to you? Then we progress further and further away with our dog, even if it's a stay in public like this. Some people can't put their dog 5 meters away from them, and the dog has to be near them. If you've got a dog like that and it can't be 5 meters and it's manic and it's really, really out of control, they're usually the dogs that I would say to people, let me guess, you have separation anxiety at home? Yes, they do. Because you can't even be 5 meters from your dog when it can see you. You get where I'm going with this? There's no point trying to leave home if your dog can't do a stay and not freak out with you in vision, only 5 meters from it. You need to start there. You need to start, can I work from 5 meters to 10 meters in a stay position in an environment like this and have that level of comfort with my dog first? And then from there, we progress to dog up the hallway, dog in a bedroom, dog in the bedroom, you leave in the home, things like that. Also, one last thing I spoke to this lady recently was when she leaves, the dog gets put at the back and runs up and down the fence and goes crazy. I feel that sometimes giving a dog more space allows them to go more crazy and be more manic. Now, I know you think this goes against everything you've been told, but I would try getting your dog being restricted in movement when you leave home. There's nothing wrong with your dog learning to sleep for 3 or 4 hours in a smaller room where it's safe, can't hurt itself, and it learns to switch off. Letting, say, a border collie go to a backyard that's got separation anxiety is probably going to lead to it running up and down the fence line going absolutely crazy because it can lose its mind. It's got too much space. So I've told her to actually go back to going, I want you to practice leaving home. Do it on a weekend when you only got to go for 10 minutes. Put it in a bedroom, put it somewhere where it's restricted in movement and it's almost forced to calm down because it can't get out of control. It can't lose its mind. It doesn't have all this style of space to just go crazy. You get it comfortable first in the hallway, in a bedroom for a minute where it can learn to lay down and switch off, and then you leave home and it learns to be comfortable by itself. So I went back and forth a bit there, but I think this is just some good advice that can help some of you out there with separation problems from your dog. But remember, in short, you can't skip steps. Don't start from a 2 meter stay to leaving home for 5 hours. You need to start from a 2 meter stay to a 5 meter, to in a bedroom for 2 minutes, to in a bedroom for 10 minutes, longer and longer, to you in a bedroom or in a lounge room, and then you leave in the front door, camera watching, dog's not stressing out, return home. 10 minutes, make that 15 minutes. Dog doesn't stress, come home. Dog doesn't stress, come home. And that stretches out longer and longer until the dog goes, I'm comfortable, they're gonna come back, I can learn to relax, okay? So teach your dog how to calm, self-soothe, have an off switch, whatever you wanna call it, in a controlled environment with you there, and then build and progress from there. I think these are some good tips. I think that should help you out for those who may be having problems with separation problems from your dog. Maybe you're having separation problems from your dog. Remember, your anxiety creates your dog's anxiety a lot of the time. Relax. Don't teach them to be anxious. Teach your dog to be confident, happy, independent animals. We've taken a lot of their confidence away by how we treat dogs now. They should be comfortable being by themselves for hours on end and be able to just sit and lay around. But we've taken that away by babying them and almost loving them too much. Remember, they're a dog and they are nothing more. Yes, I love my dog, but he's a dog, and I remind him of it all the time in the way of doing my obedience, that he is amazing, but he's a dog, and if I ask him to do something, he needs to do it for me, okay? Teach your dog to be happy, independent, and confident. Give it back its confidence that it can be away from you over time. If you got something out of this video, you liked it, share, subscribe, whatever you want to do, it is appreciated. As I always say, creating the content, this costs you nothing. So what we asking back is a little subscribe. It is really appreciated. Until next time, I will see you soon, and Nash will see you soon. Hey, Nash.